If you want to say the Lord is Yahweh, I have no problem with that. But when you substitute Yahweh's name and you put in Lord, you're saying Baal. Let's get back to verse 17. So according to Yahweh, he says, I planted you. He's saying the branches are the evil that I found in the branches of the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So according to Yahweh, who are the branches in the olive tree that he planted? Forget about the church olive tree or the Jewish olive tree. The one Yahweh planted. What kind of branches are on that tree? Israel and Judah, both houses. So now here's the mystery. Ready? When some folks from Israel or Christians or non-Jewish believers don't obey and believe in Yeshua and walk in Torah, Yahweh cuts them off. When Jews don't believe in Yeshua and obey and don't believe the good news, he cuts them off. So the individual branches that are cut off are both houses, and through Messiah, both branches that were found to be evil, cut off, are returning to their own tree. If you're a non-Jewish believer, welcome home. You're returning to your own tree, not a Jewish tree.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Oh, man.
Now, unless you want to make the argument that Paul didn't use Yahweh's olive tree, he chose one of his own making. Now, if he chose one that wasn't both houses, then maybe we ought to consider Paul's letters. We ought to consider if they're inspired. He has no right to call an olive tree anything but the one Yahweh planted.
Amen.
Amen.
The one Yahweh planted had both houses in it. So if you're non-Jewish and you're Ephraim Israel, welcome back. You were out of it because of unbelief and paganism. Now you're back in it because you're faithful. You're not joining a Jewish tree. You're being grafted back in, and that's the mystery. When is Israel going to be saved? When every Orthodox Jew bows at the knee and accepts Yeshua? No. When the fullness of the Gentiles, or those branches that are not Jewish, return to their own tree with their Jewish brothers, instead of saying, I'm here to replace you, saying, I'm here to learn from you, I'm here to get along with you, then all Israel is saved.
Amen.
That's the mystery of the olive tree. All right, back to Yeshayahu. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Back to Yeshayahu. Is anybody enjoying?
Amen.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
And just think of good Tov stuff. We got this all on tape. And I'll tell you can review it at your own leisure for $18. Say, Rabbi, what happens if my leisure doesn't go for $18?
We got tape.
That's called illeisure. Your leisure is ill. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Where are we? Yeshayahu 53. Okay, let's pick it up now. He brought shalom, verse 5, between both houses and himself, of course, and by his stripes we are healed. Physical and spiritual healing of our nation through the suffering of Moshiach. Verse 6. All we like sheep, say that again, you missed that. All we like sheep have gone astray. Well, brother, you got to pray for the Jews, because you know how they reject the Lord. No, sweetheart, pray for yourself and your children. For if they do these things in a green tree, what's going to happen when the tree really gets dry in a barren season? Pray for Christians. Pray for our non-Jewish believing friends who are just as blind as the Jews. It's just a different kind of blindness in a different eye, in a different vision problem. I tell them they're Israel, they look at me like I'm nuts. I tell them, you're Israel, they say, well, I'm not Jewish. But you're Israel. Don't try to make me Jewish. But you're Israel. No. Galatians says we're not under the law. But you're free to be Israel. Mashiach has set you free. Stand fast in the liberty that Mashiach has set you free. Oh, no. Don't bring me into that Jewish. Don't go to Rabbi Moshe's congregation. Why? He's a Judaizer. Read my lips, Bubba. I am the legalist your last pastor warned you about. Because the opposite of legalism is what? Anarchy. But we thought, oh no, the opposite of legalism is grace. Really? Well, if the opposite of legalism is grace, how come there's 1,050 commandments in the New Testament and only 613 in the Old? What's gone wrong with my paradigm? There's more do's and don'ts in the Brit Chadashah. Pray without ceasing. Don't quench the spirit. Despise not prophesying. Forbid not speaking in tongues. They got more commandments in Corinthians than you do in the Decalogue. When are we going to grow up and understand there is no Old Testament and there is no New Testament? There is the revelation from Genesis to Revelation. It is Yahweh's preserved word. No New Testament, no Old Testament, no Jews, no Christians. It is Israel reborn and remade and remodeled and refashioned by Yahweh and his suffering servant in this final hour.
Hallelujah.
That's what Rav Shul meant. No Jew or Gentile. No male or female. He didn't mean you stop being male. He didn't mean you stop being female. There's a greater appellation. There's a greater truth. There's a greater revelation. You want to still walk in the baby revelation? We'll order you a set of pacifiers. Now, I'm male and my wife's female, and she will amen that. She will verify that. Can I get that right? But that's not it. What Rashi was saying is not there's no male and female. He's saying if you're Israel, live like it, talk like it, walk like it, and stop thinking that you're just lucky to be grafted in to a Jewish tree when the tree was never Jewish, because the one Yahweh planted was both houses. And all he wants is good fruit. He doesn't want a separate entity, Sunday system, because the Jews couldn't get it right, so we're going to branch off, because you know those Jews, they killed Christ, so we got to branch away from them, and anything Jewish is no good, and we're going to start a separate Gentile entity. No. He always says, get it right. Get it right. You're Israel. Live like it. Then you won't worry about who's Cuban, who's white, who's black, who's Hispanic. Tony Evans, a respected Christian pastor, said the most segregated hour in America is Sunday morning at 11 o'clock. Don't tell me about your equality. Don't tell me about the equality in that system. There is no equality in that system. You're either going to all be Israel or you're going to keep getting divided by race, creed, and culture. The two-house message is the only message that brings love, fullness, and equality and the Commonwealth of Israel to all its citizens. It's the only message. Therefore, it is the only true message from the heart and the Ruach of Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
I have never met another message or any version of the gospel that could bring people together like the one Israel, two-house message. We're all Israel. That means you can't boast in what you used to be. That forbids boasting. Precludes boasting. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Oh boy. This is Tov. This message, the Irrefutable Chapter. Now where are we? Verse 6. All we like sheep. What's that? All Israel, both houses, have gone astray. We've turned everyone to his own halakha. Boy, is that the truth. And Yahweh has laid on him the iniquity of us all. Listen. All Israel's sins fell on him. Why? We were all former lost sheep of his fold. Look at this, verse 6. All we like sheep. I don't see any, well, you know, those Jewish sheep and those just lucky to be saved Gentiles, you know, they're just too dumb, they're pagans. No, all we sheep, like sheep, have gone astray. All we sheep, like sheep. What sheep? All sheep from both houses of Israel. You getting this? All we like sheep. Not the Jewish sheep have gone astray and they're blind. All the sheep, like sheep, have gone astray. How? Each one to their own halacha. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Go ahead and sleep on me. I'm going to keep preaching.
Go ahead. Come on.
Let me know when you wake up. We have turned each one to his own halacha, and Yahweh has laid on him the iniquity of us all. In context, who's the us all? All Yisrael. Thank you. Thank you. He was oppressed, he was